Stay with us. We're still talking basketball. Now, Nigeria's D Tigers will face Senegal in a high-stakes semifinal at the 2025 FIBA Women's AfroBasket Championship later today in Abidjan. The reigning champions extended their tournament winning streak to 27 games after overpowering Cameroon 83-47 in the quarterfinals. Victory over Senegal would send the Tigers to the final, bringing them within reach of a record 5th consecutive AfroBasket title. The match also carries emotional weight as Nigeria faces their former coach, Otis Hughley, now in charge of Senegal. With the semifinal berth, the Tigers have secured a spot in the 2026 FIBA World Cup qualifying tournament. The winner of today's West African derby will advance to face either of Mali or South Sudan in the final. Tip-off is scheduled for later today, Saturday evening. Now I've got Emmanuel Chibuzo, who I also call James Harden, a James Harden look-alike, Nigerian James Harden, right here. Now talking basketball. Looking forward to an interesting match between Nigeria and Senegal. Of course, we've done so well in the tournament so far, but these three opponents, Senegal, Mali, South Sudan, they are major tests for the Tigers of Nigeria.
Yeah, good morning, Doka. Great to be on the show with you this morning. Like you mentioned earlier, Senegal and Nigeria have been one of the fiercest rivalries when it comes to African basketball. In fact, the last 4 tournaments Nigeria has won, we have gone through Senegal. In 2017, in Bamako, Mali, we navigated our way. We beat Senegal in the finals. 2019, it was in Dakar. We beat Senegal in the final as well. And 2021 in Cameroon, we beat Senegal in the semifinals. And just 2 years ago, we had to beat Senegal in the final again. That was in Rwanda, Kigali, at the BK Arena. So Senegal have been on our way. In fact, we've won the championship 6 times. On all 6 occasions, we've navigated our way past Senegal. 2003, we beat Senegal in Mozambique, and 2005 in Abuja. We also beat them in the group stage as well. So Senegal, they are not new to Nigeria. And like you mentioned as well, Otis Hughley, the former coach of Nigeria, he won multiple championships, 3 to be precise, with Nigeria. Right now, there's going to be tactical awareness from the 2 sides. We also have a man called Peter Amedu, who was an assistant coach to Otis Hughley. He's now working with Otis Hughley right now in Senegal. So 2 people who understand Nigeria very well, working on the other side. Rena Wakama also made history of becoming the first woman to lead any team to the championship at the AfroBasket tournament. So but for Nigeria and Senegal, they've met 14 times. When it comes to women basketball, Nigeria have had the bragging rights. We've won 9 times compared to the 5 times Senegal has won. So a lot is at stake when it comes when push comes to shove tonight between Nigeria and Senegal.
Yeah, a lot is at stake when Nigeria play against Senegal later tonight. Now, you talk about Otis Hughley, the kind of experience that he has brought. But I'd love to talk about our own. Let's celebrate our own. Wakama has done great with the Tigers. Now, 27 games unbeaten on the continent. It shows that there's something right she is doing. And, of course, from the calls from social media and the fans of basketball, we've said retain this woman as the coach of the Tigers. And, of course, she has kept that consistency with the national team, talking about Rena Wakama for the Tigers. And, of course, you mentioned a Senegal coached by former Nigeria's head coach, Otis Hughley. Now, how might his familiarity with the Nigerian team, do you think that we still play a bit of pattern from Otis Hughley compared to what we have now? Do you think it will be easy for Otis to crack the Tigers?
No, the 27 unbeaten games you mentioned, they're not all under Rena Wakama.
Yeah, of course.
Some of them, in fact, I actually started from 2015. And Nigeria's last defeat was against Cameroon in 2015 in the semifinals. We won the classification game. So since 2015, after we lost to Cameroon, we've not lost any game. So 2017, 19, 2021, Otis Hughley was in charge. So all 27 games were not all under Rena Wakama. But talking about familiarity, yes, Otis Hughley knows these ladies very well, or know most of them very well. Let's not forget the fact that the likes of Ezine Kalu, Victoria Macaulay, Promise Amukamara, they all played under him. There's a lady who is also missing in this team. I call her, what's her name? Adora Elonu, one of the key members of this team. Even Atonye Yingifa, who is now the assistant coach of the 19 ladies, was part of the setup that played under Otis Hughley. But for Rena Wakama, she has come with her own touch, her own style. Now, all 12 of the players on the roster played in the last game against Cameroon. All 12 of them. They were all got on the score sheet as well. So, in terms of defensive ability, Nigeria is one of the best teams defensively. The way they rebound the basketball, the way they steal the ball from opposing teams. One thing they are not doing right is their three-pointers, which they are still struggling with. In the first game, they attempted 22 three-pointers and they made only 7. Second game, they made attempted 23 three-pointers and they made only 3. The last game against Cameroon, they attempted 16 three-pointers and they made 6 of them. And also, they're also making some problem from the free throw line. In the last game, they attempted 27 free throws and they made only 17 of those. Now, even Senegal themselves, they're also culprits because from the free throw lines, they also struggle a bit, and also from the three-pointer. So, familiar tactics. I think two teams might come in with so much respect for each other, but Nigeria have to be very careful. Nigeria blew apart Cameroon in the third quarter when we won that game 25-2. See, there will be so much mutual respect. There's this fear factor. This game is a game for the ages, passing for the finals any day, anytime. But I think for Otis Hughley, he understands the ladies. Nigeria, let's not forget, Nigeria became the first team to go to the quarterfinal of the World Cup under Otis Hughley. So he's a man who has done his bit with the ladies. He knows the girls very well. And for the girls too, they understand the Senegalese team. So Rena Wakama met this team in the final 2 years ago. So I think tactical prowess is going to come here to play. How you match up this team. Mojina Musa, one of the standard players, 3 Nigerian players have been shortlisted for the MVP. Ezinye Kalu, Ami Okonkwo, and Mojina Musa. Mojina Musa anchors our defense, rebounding wide. Ami Okonkwo, she's a forward. She also rebounds the basketball very well. So what we saw the last game, we need to space the floor very well. Perimeter shooting is very crucial for Nigeria. And make sure the last game, Nigeria attempted 60 shots and made 30 of them. That is 50% from the floor.
Yeah.
They also made 47 two-pointers and they made 27 of those. They shot about 58% from the two-point line. So if Nigeria can shoot efficiently like that and also avoid foul troubles and manage the basketball very well, their turnovers have been problematic. Now, if the head-to-head, Nigeria have averaged more points than Senegal by just 1 point. In all the meetings we've had, they've rebounded the basketball better than Nigeria. They've had more assists than Nigeria in all the head-to-head we've had. But in terms of the steals and the blocks, Nigeria have had the better of them. So if Nigeria can, now, like I said, for the point is just 1 point margin, Nigeria are better than them. So I just think going forward, Nigeria have to now find to minimize turnovers. Senegal has made more points from turnovers than Nigeria when the two teams have met in the last 14 times. So I think there's a lot at stake for Nigeria here. Rona Wakama, well, I know she's going to do her due diligence, and the girls as well. They're motivated. Whoever wins this tournament qualifies automatically for the FIBA Championship in Germany next year. Like you said, all 4 of them are qualified for the qualifiers, for the playoff, 24 teams. But whoever wins this tournament qualifies automatically. Nigeria will want to clinch that spot and kill off that qualifying zone come next year.
Now, Emmanuel, take away the $100,000 the Super Falcons have won. Take it away from your mind. Do you think the Tigers will go and win this one, knowing that we have a strong lineup, Senegal, Mali, South Sudan? Do you think these girls have what it takes to win? Of course, we have to play against Senegal, but we'll play either of Mali or South Sudan in the final if we make it to the finals.
Yeah, I think they can. But I think we have to tread cautiously. We should not underestimate the Senegalese team. They know us the same way we know them. And what still, we have 2 coaches, not just one. Otis Hughley and Peter Amedu, who assisted him here in Nigeria, who are working together. So I think we should tread cautiously, be efficient from the floor, like I said. Find a way to make your free throws. Nigeria is one of the made the most free throws in this tournament. Nigeria has been making over 20 free throws in this tournament, but the conversion rate has been a bit slim, except for the first game, where we had about 18 free throws and we made 15 of them. The other games will be misfiring from our free throws. The other one, we had 30 free throws attempted and made 17. We can win this tournament. Mali was the team we beat in the finals in 2021. So for South Sudan, they are a team rising when it comes to basketball, all thanks to Lodeng, former Chicago Bulls and LA Lakers forward who played for them, who is not doing things for them. For Mali, another familiar foe for Nigeria. Like I said, every time Nigeria have gone on to win the championship, we've navigated our way past the Senegalese team. And this will not be any exception. So I think the Senegalese team will be our biggest opponent so far. But I think something might just happen. If we manage the basketball very well, Ezinye Kalu is doing her work very well. Promise Amokamada has been big on defense. She's very athletic as well. Nicole Enabosi has been assisting Mojina Musa defensively. And our best three-point shooter, Elizabeth Balogun, has also been doing her part. Now, all 3 games we've played, 3 different people have topped the scoring chart. Isn't Kalu, what's her name? Victoria Macaulay, Elizabeth Balogun, and Emi Okonkwo. All 3 at 3 different games have topped the chart. So it means that on every given night, a different player can pop up and lead the team in scoring. So I expect these girls to go all out. But like I said, they have to tread carefully. They are not just playing Senegal, they are playing against a coach that knows Nigeria, and also an assistant coach that also understands Nigeria. But the girls are well motivated. So underestimating them will be our downfall. Go all out, play the game as if you are playing anybody else, and make your points. Don't be too anxious to make this. Once you are nervous, they're going to play good defense on us. Force us to make turnovers. Like I said, they've made more points from turnovers than Nigeria on the past meetings we've had. Nigeria can cut down on their turnovers. We made 11 turnovers in the last game. A team can punish you for that. Right. But 1 quarter, you can blow away this team in 1 quarter. Like I said, if Nigeria can do their due diligence against the Senegalese team, I think they can just nip this one in the board and qualify for the final direct, which for either Mali or South Sudan. Talking about blowing away, we did blow Cameroon away in the first quarter. At some point, somebody said to me that, look, it is just how many minutes into the game, and Cameroon have not even they've not scored their first basket in that game. It was a big performance from the Tigers. But I would like to ask, Sarah Ogoke was not part of the team until that game against Cameroon. Do you think she had a major impact in that game? Of course, Sarah Ogoke, we have to take nothing away from her. She's been a major player when it comes to playing for the national team. And again, we've seen her quality. So do you think she will play a huge role going forward in this tournament? I think she's a 4-time champion. She's won it 4 times. She's the leader. She's the captain of this team, actually. Last year, she was the captain of the team. Now, she lost her dad. She buried her dad just a few months ago. And she just put to bed, actually, recently, because I was chatting with her even while she was in the US. And so when she got to camp, I gave her a call, we spoke. Now, she just came to camp, and there was life in the camp. There was an excitement in the camp, because she's one of the most solid players in this team. Now, she hit a 3-pointer in that game, one of the first points we had, and everywhere erupted. She brings leadership, she brings tenacity, she's a facilitator, she's a vocal leader of this team. Like I always said, she may not litter the stat sheet with 15 points, 7 rebounds, 9 assists. No, she might not do all of that on the court, but the leadership she brings, she galvanizes the team together. She's a vocal leader, like I said. She knows how to talk to the players, to work on their psyche as well. And the coach, now, like I always say, she's a guard. And I always say the point guard is the coach on the floor. She knows how to put the girls together. Esnye Kalu used to be the captain of this team alongside Adora Elonu. But after they gave themselves that exile, after Nigeria was disbanded, the sport minister, then Sunday Dari, a new team emerged and all of that. So I think for Sarah Ogoke, she's the leader of this team, both on the court and off the court. Like she might just play for 15 minutes. The last game, she played just 12 minutes at different intervals. She knows how to gravitate the team, and she's also a good rebounder. She's a good perimeter defender as well. So not expecting her to give us 15 points, but the night it clicked for her. She has so many minutes, she can nail the basketball. She's also good from the 3-point range. But overall, she brings a whole lot on the court that you and I may not see. In terms of leadership, organization, vocally speaking with them, working on their psyche, and the coach knows about it. That's the reason why they can afford for her to miss the first 2 games. And she came back the next game. The 3-pointer she nailed also gave them good shouts to motivate the girls on the floor. Right, and of course for Sarah Ogoke, a mother, a wife, a doctor, and of course a captain, a leader in the team. Emmanuel, you had to remind me that she's married and she has given birth. Yes, I used to crush on Sarah Ogoke. I remember an interview I had with her back in the day. Take your mind off it. Put it to somebody else. Don't worry. Thank you very much. I've put it somewhere. I've put it somewhere else. But let's talk about go to injuries. All right. Let's talk about Super Falcons now. The trend is ongoing. A lot of fans are talking about it on social media. What will happen with the Tigers if they get to win this one? Remember, they'll be achieving 3 things in a row. Winning the AfroBasket, they've already secured qualification for the World Qualifiers. Now, they would also secure qualification to Germany. 3 qualifications, 3 gold tickets, I must say that. Do you think they will get the same treatment as the Super Falcons? Or are you one of those people that will say, nah, it's football. Football is more popular than basketball? I think it deserves a lot. If someone said the president should not put his checkbook inside his pocket here, they should hold on to it. because the guests are bringing it home. If they clinch it, they deserve everything and more that the Falcons have gotten. Because, yes, it will be their 6th championship and 5 on the bounce. Like I mentioned, the last time they lost again was way back in 2015. That was 10 years ago when they lost against Cameroon. Even though they got their pound of flesh back in 2019 when they beat Cameroon, now they've gone on to Mali, to Senegal, to Cameroon, to Rwanda, and right now they are here again in Ivory Coast to winning it. They deserve everything and more they get. So, yes, like you said, now there are a lot of people who have also put Nigeria on the map, but they've not been rewarded pretty well. Our wrestlers, our female wrestlers, Odumoya Adekuroye, Mercy Genesis, Blessed Noboro Juju, Aminata Adeniyi, all these girls have gone to the national tournament and they've written Nigeria's name in gold. But to what end? A lot of Nigerian sports journalists like you and I only know the name. They cannot place a face to the name because publicity have not been done enough for them. But Nigerian wrestlers in the last few years have been one of our shining lights in the international event. But to what end? How well were they rewarded? So yes, football is the most popular sport in Nigeria, in the world. We want to use that. But the rewards some of them have been getting has not been too good. These ladies decided their campaign right here in Calabar. Sorry, right here in Abuja. They deserve everything. When the under 17, the year Nacho said of 2013, conquered the world, they started their campaign in Calabar. Victor Osimhen and the rest also started in Calabar. They also went to conquer the world. So if these ladies conquer Africa, like you mentioned, they're going to win the championship 5 times on the bounce, writing their name in history, achieving a legacy. In fact, writing their name in posterity. No team has done it to win it 5 times on the bounce. Qualifying for the World Cup in Germany as well. I think a lot is at stake. So they deserve everything and more. In fact, I think for every year they were not rewarded that they won it, they can sum everything all up together. The sports minister we don't have, but in that capacity right now, we have that man, Shehu Diko, acting in that capacity. Bukola Olokpa, they can tell the presidency, these ladies deserve everything and more that the Falcons have gotten. So I think it will come short as a surprise to me if these ladies are not very rewarded if they win the tournament. So I think they deserve everything and more. If they will clinch this tournament right there, even if they finish second, they deserve it. But I think they are in the prime to write their name in history if they are clinch this tournament, and they deserve everything they deserve. They get.
All right, they deserve the very best. Coming from Nigeria's #1 man, Mr. President. I say thank you very much, Emmanuel James Harden Chibuzo, for joining us on the show. It was always a pleasure having you. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure. Like I said, consider what's her name? The lady in the USA,
Well, it's not a problem. I'll look for her. Thank you very much for the stray bullet. I appreciate it.